Uh, a very good morning to all the participants. Still, students will be joining. Whether my voice is clear and screen is visible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, you are clearly audible and screen is also.
Thank you. So before starting at 10:30, I will just brief about what all the things has been done so that when students will join, you can start with the actual session, which is there related to Internet of Things. So we have started, that is Siengad Institute of Technology, Lonavala campus, Career Counseling Center and Department of ENTC.
Hello, Mayur sir. Hello, Raut sir. Tushar, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Hello. Am I audible? Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes. वो
Yes,
थोड़ा
sir.
network आ गया था. Sorry for the delay. I will just start. Wait, I will just open the PPT. Whether the screen is visible? Yes. Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you. Good morning to all the participants for today's fourth day of 1 week SPPU Honors Degree Subject Orientation Program. It was started from 5th of July and it will be up to 9th of July every day from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it is organized by Siagat Institute of Technology, Lonavala, Career Counseling Center and Department of ENTC. So on the first day, we were talking about on 5th of July, it was related to artificial intelligence and machine learning. Speakers were Professor M.S. Raut and Professor V.S. Baste with other two students. Then on 6th of July, we had data sciences. The speakers were Professor D.N. Duche Madam and Professor D.B. Patil Sir with along two students. Yesterday, we were talking about cyber security. It was given, expert talk was given by Professor S.K. More Madam and the student team. Today, we have another renowned person with us. She's an expert in Internet of Things, Professor D.K. Shende Madam. So I will just read out what all are the achievements related to Professor D.K. Shende Madam. So Ms. Dipali Kedar Shende Madam is pursuing her research from Savitribai Phule Pune University in Internet of Things domain. Her schooling and post graduation is from Pune University, having altogether experience of 18 years in educational field and core industry. Currently working as Assistant Professor ENTC in Siagat Institute of Technology, Lonavala since 2008. Her excellence in embedded and IoT development and teaching profession. She has been conferred with awards in different domains. First award at institute level as Best Teacher for Academic Year 17-18 at Siagat Institute of Technology, Lonavala. Second award at national level Best Teacher Award Adarsh Vidya Rashtriya Puraskar in year 2018 at Ahmedabad, Gujarat. She received an Innovative Technologist and Dedicated Teaching Professional Award accredited with ISRP Malaysia in year 2020. She has also recently honored with International Adroit Teacher Award to 2021 recognized by Green Thinker Z India. Two patents are published in Indian Patent Journal during 2019 towards IoT research work, and the patent is published with final year ENTC students. On 1st of June 2020, the title of the patent was Borewell Rescue Device in IoT domain. She has also scored NPTEL SWAYAM certification for subjects patent drafting, RTOS, C and assembly, embedded system with ARM, IoT, and introduction to research. Her keen interest in Internet of Things, wireless sensor networks, and embedded system design. She had more than 30 international and national publications. She is also a reviewer of International Journal of Creative Research Thoughts, IJCRT, and Innovative Research in Engineering. More than 20 workshops conducted, expert talks delivered in area of embedded and IoT. So these were some of the highlights of Professor D.K. Shende Madam. She also is the faculty coordinator for IETE Club at the departmental level also, and many activities such as social and technical activities are also being conducted under this club. So I would like to request Professor D.K. Shende Madam to please accept a virtual bouquet as a token of respect and love from all STS family. D.K. Shende Madam.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, madam, for joining the today's session for expert talk on Internet of Things. Now I request you to please continue with the further program and tell the insights regarding Internet of Things. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I will stop the show.
Is this screen is visible? And please reply me on is my sound is clear?
Sound is
Yes,
clear.
ma'am. It is clear and it is visible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Respected Principal Sir, Dr. M.S. Gaikwad, uh, HOD and Vice Principal Dr. D.D. Chaudhary Sir, Career Counseling Center in charge Professor M.S. Raut Sir, all respected honor course faculties and my dear students. Very good morning to all of you, and I welcome you on the fourth session of this Honors in IoT, Internet of Things subject. So, first of all, as you know all, Internet of Things, the word says a lot, IoT. This particular presentation, this particular platform is a great example of Internet of Things. We all are connected with one mean of internet where I am presenting and you all are listening to my presentation in spite of the device on which we are connected. The device I have connected, they may be a laptop, you maybe have joined through a mobile or any other device. But in spite of protocols, in spite of a device identification, we all are joined with one particular presentation. And this is the best example of Internet of Things. So really, it's a glad that we are the part of this SPPU honor subject. And I'm really congratulate you all that you all have the thought process that you will become a part of this honor course as well. Without a delay, first of all, as sir already explained my complete introduction, the biography about IoT, I have lot of experience till date. I have pursuing my research in IoT as well. The subject I have taught is completely software side from electronics and engineering, data structure, embedded system, SPOS. So this is just a short biography of myself. The outline of today's honor session is, first of all, I will start with introduction. I will give you a survey of IoT applications. Broad IoT working fields will be shared. IoT major categories, case studies. There will be a share by my honors students in IoT subject, where is a focus on case studies. And last but not least, I will end up with technological challenges of IoT. So very first, what is Internet of Things? Anybody, even though it's not from non-engineering background, from any field, this question, what is Internet of Things, non-technically can anybody explain by anyone? That today's world, the small kids are connected through online platform, and in this pandemic only we come to know what is the beauty of internet protocol we all are using, in spite of all the technical details of that internet. As an individual, if you are an engineer, of course everybody should know the internal details of how we are connected, what type of technologies we are using. As an engineer, even though that engineer is of computer, ENTC, mechanical, of any branch, anybody can enter in this world, IoT world, and where you can explore so many things. Now, these are the two simple examples I'm showing, where if you look here, this whole city is called a smart city. There are, every day we are looking for a development throughout the world, isn't it? There are so many things are developing every day. So this is the best example of a smart city. If you see, we are changing with transportation, we are changing with education system, we are changing with home area network, office network, transportation, parking, so many things, blah blah blah. But there are so many applications we are now, if not only a smart city, we have a lot of application like agriculture, and wherever you use that word smart, that becomes a part of IoT. So non-technically, if you look into these, all the future internet, smart energy, smart buildings, smart living, smart transport, today we want so many gadgets. So now the question of course says ki yes, these all things are going on every day. If you just take an example of yourself, I have one mobile, I have one smart watch, my laptop is there, I am connected with router, my home, even at my home there are 4 to 5 gadgets of internet based activity. So being an individual, if you see, if at home a people of four, group of 4 people, if they are having 5 to 6 devices, 5 to 6 devices, everybody should know the insights of IoT. And believe me, this is so simple. There are so many simple way to learn these IoT. So very first, after introduction, you may ask the question, what is the need of IoT? What is the need of IoT? So to give the answer of this question, I'll suggest you to just look into this particular picture, which I call that as the IoT state of art. Now in this picture, if you see, there are 2 colors of holes. One is the brown color and one is the blue color. If you just look here, just a minute. If you look here in 2003, the brown color, actually the brown color is showing the people on earth, and the blue color are the things which are connected to internet on earth. In 2003, the survey says the blue color spot was small, and of course the brown color spot, that is people on earth, are more. The population is more and the devices based on internet are less. But if you go on proceeding with the 2010, 15 until 2020, if you look the picture, the people on earth are less as compared to things which are connected to internet. Now this immediately tells, in short, everybody should know what are the internal details of IoT. And of course, once you are using, you all are using IoT devices, but without knowing the internal details of that device. So today we are talking about smart device. So when we talk about IoT is added with some particular protocols, and then they are promising to a standards. Then we are following some method, and then we are passing the messages, maybe over the internet, maybe through websites, any GSM. So many things are there. So of course there are so many internal details, but in general, what is a general idea of IoT? So everyday objects like a mobile or smartwatch, anything, any object, if that object is readable, recognizable, locatable, and addressable, that is a part of a IoT network. Now let's take an example. Very simple. My mobile is connected with internet, and I'm sharing this presentation to all of you. So my mobile have some identity in that network. Your particular device have some identity which is readable, recognizable, that specific token. Now in this presentation, the routes are added few members, that members have particular unique ID, that is nothing but the recognizable, locatable, addressable. These all the main prime component of any object. These all objects promising to a specific particular object, then this become a part of a IoT network. Now what that object will do, that object is readable, but that object sends the information. That information is controlled via or monitored via the internet, irrespective of communication means. Maybe some of the gadgets are connected with RFID, some of the connected with Bluetooth, maybe a wireless LAN, wired LAN, anything. So there are so many technologies through which we can connect the internet. Non-technically, you may know that internet is just to switch on the router and just configure your device. That is not actually internal of the internet. When you want an internet activity device, suppose your kitchen table, your dining table, you want to be connected on the internet. So what are the new things you should be added? So there is there are some basic gadget, basic components are required to make that dining table to be internet operated. We require IP address, we require some specific unique address to that particular dining table, recognizable, readable, we can pass the messages. So there is small hardware which have the interface card, and that hardware promising to some web idea. So anything, any object we can add into an Internet of Things network. So I hope you got the general idea. So what are the actual part we are using? So we have one device. If you look here, I'll just make this visible. Hope so it is visible. Give me a quickly answer. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a device. Thank you. We have a device. Any device. That device is readable, recognizable. That device is connected to internet. It may have some sensors. isn't it? It may have sensors which sense some physical quantities, and those data can be controlled and monitored over the internet. And we are connected with some type of a technology. So nowadays, Bluetooth is so popular. Your headphones, your smart watch, your many devices are connected with Bluetooth to internet. So any technological medium you can use, and that become a part of the Internet of Things. So what are the major IoT working fields? So these are the major working fields. So I'll not go in detail with this because today's focus is more on the honor syllabus. So I'll just give you an introduction of how IoT is spread over the world, how it actually dominating over the world, and then you can enter in your favorite part of the IoT working fields and you can add your contribution in that related field. So backbone of IoT is WSN, wireless sensor network. Today I'll demonstrate a very good example with you. I'll share a defense application with you where we are using this WSN. In 90% defense applications are actually using this WSN. Then we have a IODT, that is Internet of Drone Things. DT stands for drone things. IOFFT, FFT stands for fish farming things. So Internet of fish farming things. Again, one more IODT. So Internet of drone things and Internet of defense things. So this is Internet of defense things. Next is Internet of OT. OT stands for farming, and OT stands for, but just a minute. Okay, I'll move forward first. M2M is machine to machine. Then IO is Internet of everything. IOSG is Internet of smart grid. IOMT is Internet of medical things. IORT is Internet of robot things. And IIoT is Internet of industrial things, along with anything or other things may be added. So any field, if you have the internet enabled components available, you can make that field as a working field under the IoT. So basic categories of Internet of Things. First is people to people. Second is people to machine. Third is things to things or machine to machine. Now this is the best example of people connected to things. This particular picture will say everything. This particular human have some ECG sensor attached, motion sensor. Yes? Any question? Okay, please mute yourself. So motion sensors and ECG sensor attached to the body of that particular human. Now when that particular human doing any activity, those sensors are sensing the parameters. Say suppose your smartwatch have suppose steps, counting of steps, your ECG sensors is counting your pulse rate, everything. Those values are updated with your mobile. These particular watch, these sensors are connected with any wireless technology like a Bluetooth, and your mobile is connected with that all sensors. Those sensors uploading the readings, those readings are uploaded on mobile. Now mobile is shared, mobile network, mobile that application shares on the internet, that on cloud, and that data will be shared to a hospital or maybe stored on some device or maybe on a website. So this is the best example of a people to things. Now what you can do, your doctor can just analyze your report and then it will prescribe some solutions for your selected any prescribes on your readings. Maybe your heart rate is more, maybe there are some complications. So that particular, so this is end-to-end application where people connected to things. Second is things connected to things. Nowadays your all crossroads, your all mega highways are connected with so many internet applications. So like your toll plaza, you have that chip on your car, and that immediately that in any time whenever you pass through toll, your toll deduction will happen. So suppose your car has some internet facility, and suppose you may have a less pressure on your tires, or you may have a less fuel. So your car will suggest you that after some kilometers, this particular service center is there, or your petrol station is there, and then you can communicate with that station. So here this petrol station can communicate with your car model, and then it can suggest you, yes, I am very near to you, as your fuel is very less, please come to my place, I can refill you. So this is how things are connected to things. Say suppose any catastrophe occur, any particular incidents happen, then that is also noted by your internet application to any help by a police or by a FIR. So that is how the complex and heterogeneous resources and networks are available with the things connected to things. So the even driver or even owner of that car is not knowing that car is communicating the data over the other things. So best example, as I say, the wireless sensor network is the backbone of IoT. So what is wireless sensor network? As the name says, there are so many sensors. There is a network of sensors and these are connected in wireless domain. So there is no wire present. So if you see the figure, you will have a clear understanding. These are some nodes. They are connected wirelessly. Wireless means what? There is no physical connection between these nodes. Every node has some particular aspect like sensor or a device, and those are connected with a super node. Now what they're doing? So this is the actually wireless sensor network look like. So we have a sensor node. So if you look here, there is a diagram. If you see here, there are some nodes which is hardware with the antenna, and that particular hardware has some sensor. That sensor sensing some quantities, and those are broadcasting over this particular antenna. Then sync node will take that particular information, and then that information will be sent to a user or to a central node. So this wireless sensor network, now assume these all are your soldiers. Soldier 1, soldier 2, soldier 3, up to soldier N. Now say suppose the position of the soldier, the actual body temperature of the soldier, everything, the physical atmosphere, the environment condition, everything will be noted by the sensor which is placed on the body of that particular person of the soldier, and those are recorded on the central station. If there is any problem happens, any incidents happen, that location on that particular node will be immediately recognized and the help will be given. So this wireless sensor network is the primary objective, or you can say the main application in the defense area. Or I can say the other way, we as a civilians using this internet very later on. Very first, all the internet based applications are invoked in the defense area. They are using those applications. There are so many. Even I can give you a simple example of a movie Uri. Even in that you have seen that particular eagle. That eagle is as a drone as doing so many activities. So the applications are first invoked in the defense area, and when they are tested at hazardous condition, now we are using in the civilian area. So this is how it's old technology. IoT is not a new IoT. On top of that, we are using so many things today's world. And as an engineer, you must have a basic understanding of technological thing concerning IoT. So I'll give you a simple example of that wireless sensor network. I hope it is visible. Please give me a quickly reply. What is visible on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
screen? Can you see something is there? Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. So there is a one small node I'm showing here. There is a small node. This is actually a size of a coin. Understand the size of a coin. The components are SMD based. They are surface mounted components. They are power, their size. There are so many constant based devices are manufactured, and those devices are placed at random places with the antenna, and that antenna passing the information. So this is just big picture of that particular small node, and we call that as the base station. So take an example of simple example animation I will show you, and then you can share me what actually it is happening. So there is one node, leaf node. Okay, this is the same picture like this. I'll show it again. This is the leaf nodes. Leaf node means what? In data structure, if you have studied, if you remember, leaf node is the alone node which is placed at any position. That is called as the leaf node. Okay, we have one particular data carrier here, data mule we are calling technically as a, and we have a number of leaf nodes. Now see what is happening. This particular node is on the data mule. That particular object, or you can say living things, that horse carrying that mule. See now what is happening. The data from various nodes are collected by that data mule, and after collection of all the information, maybe that information is the position, the any temperature detail, any weather condition, or any condition, that data will be submitted to a base station. So this is the best example of Internet of Defense thing, where we can use the carrying object as a non-living or living things, and then we can collect the information. Even there is no need of a stationary nodes. We have this type of a movable nodes where the all the nodes can collect the information and share that information to a base station. So this is how in Internet of Drone defense things, there are variants of data collection and submission activities are going on. I hope you found this application useful and you can use it for your utilities. So this is about what are the working fields of IoT. So today's primary objective is you need to know what is the outline of this IoT honor course. So what is the actual outline where you're going to start for a IoT and where you're going to end up with the particular syllabus. So first I will give you IoT honor framework, how the framework is defined, what it contains, how the syllabus is designed by university, course objective, the outcome of this subject. Then the backbone of IoT, again, the embedded system, short form is mentioned on this slide, ES overview and case studies demos. So if you look here, the pictures which I have placed in this slide, this is the dashboard which you can design with the extension application of the IoT. That is, say suppose if you see this is look like your car dashboard. This also you can design. The activities from sensors can be overloaded, can be uploaded on this particular dashboard. And you can see, suppose this is your home dashboard. You are sitting at the Lonavala and your home is suppose at the Pune. This particular first dashboard shows the temperature of my home. This particular dashboard will show the particular, say suppose any other quantity. Suppose the fridge internal eatables quantity. Then third is maybe any other details like how many persons are entered in my home, that particular analysis. So this dashboard you can design with IoT extension tools like a Node-RED or so many things like Blink software. There are so many applications, and in this pandemic there are so many researchers have developed such type of a dashboard application with IoT. So this is the extension of IoT where we can go. Okay, so framework. Let's see the framework first. So in framework, you first know the backbone of IoT, like is embedded device. We are using embedded system like if you see here these pictures. If this pictures like a desktop, this is the laptop, Linux, I hope you are recognizing these all but simple images. This is the very old mobile, and this mobile on top of that we have added Bluetooth, NFC, Symbian OS. There are so many things. So this is the journey of how we have come to IoT field. First, we are using the without OS system, that is embedded system. Okay, I'll give you example of your traditional TV system. Now that is changed with OS, like your set-top boxes, isn't it? Embedded system with OS, that is the set-top box. Then embedded system with OS and wireless protocol stack like a Bluetooth. Sorry. So embedded system plus OS plus wireless protocol stack like a Bluetooth. Then updating IC technologies like a SoC. Now if you remember, in previous days, in old suppose 90s or 2000, you can purchase a without camera mobile and with camera mobile. You have that facility. In market, the two mobiles are there with without camera and with camera. Today you visit a market and you ask for without camera mobile. Nobody will give you, because the technology, when it is dominating in the market, when it is accepted by a volume, then that technology comes on the one particular IC, the single IC supporting with that additional functionality. So camera is on the main processor now. So it called as system on chip, that is SoC. So here in this subject, you will have the clear understanding of how many applications we are updating on a single chip and how that reduces the cost. So very simple, one banana is for a 1 rupees and 12 bananas for a 10 rupees. So 2 rupees are, your cost is reduced, isn't it? So volume production, your cost get reduced. Now here again, I'll give you example of the set-top box. In very first, when it is developed, that set-top box around 6,000 to 7,000. So middle class people are not affordable, that they are not affording that 6,000 cost. So nobody changes the cable system with that set-top box. When all accepted that technology, now a set-top box are available at 1,500. So such a way, when volume production is there, your cost is reduced. So in all these aspects, this subject will give you the highlight of how market survey is there and how it is affect on your optimization of parameters like cost, power. आज अगर मैं आपको बोलूं, just go in, just I'll give you some sort of money and purchase a mobile. So very first requirement of your all that I want a good power mobile. My power should withstand up to 2 to 3 days. So there is a heavy challenge on a power. So this subject will give you a brief understanding of how to optimize the power, how to make the constraints on design, everything. Internals of IoT is only not only all about applications, but also the internal details of how embedded system works with SoC, works with OS, works with internet, and then how it becomes smart. So I have added here few of the addition how we are proceeding for the IoT. So now after internet, we have added smart, that is machine learning algorithms are added. So wherever you see smart word, that means this device is a decision maker. That device understands the test logic and then act accordingly, isn't it? So just like a ML machine learning programs are added with internet devices, and now that becomes smart. So this is going on. There are so many IC technologies are already updating every day, every month new IC came, and there is a huge demand by a user that I want this. So there is a huge demand on production. So such a way addition of big data. Now if you see, just think on when you are using a single day WhatsApp, so much data is actually uploaded on the cloud, and there are millions and billions of devices which are uploading the data on your actual internet, sorry, cloud. So traditional database जो हम सुन रहे थे, Oracle, SQL, database management system, those all are outdated now. There is a term big data where we need analysis of all this big data. There will be a saving, updating, backup of your data on cloud, and that cloud is not needed with the hardware. Only a reference points are generated. That big data is also added with the internet now. Internet. So this subject will give you additional addition of IoT subject with big data and security aspect as well. So look, if you look these all images, you will found there are so many changes in the technology. Based on that, we are now in the world of smart internet of things. So here I'll show you the syllabus. We'll discuss syllabus for a while, and then wait a minute, just give me a I'll just share this screen. Just let me know, is this visible or not? Is the syllabus is visible, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So this is the detailed syllabus. So as you know, we have a two rigorous semester syllabus is mentioned by university. T This course initiated at third year. So it assumes that you have prerequisite of specific components or a general scenario. Otherwise, there is no prerequisite required for this particular Internet of Things subject as well. So programming, if you have, better. If you don't have, there are so many tools are available where you can have a pick and drop, like you have a Scratch, you have so many things where you can early stage you can learn programming, and then later on you can go in detail with the text programming. So we have a T at in TENTC we have so not ENTC, this particular subject is offered under the computer engineering branch. So this is applicable to all the engineering branches. So in first semester of T, we have the subject name Embedded System and Internet of Things, where you will go in detail with the backbone of embedded, how it is actually work with the market survey. Okay, and then this particular semester will give you detailed understanding of how devices actually made up of the hardware, software, how they are integrated, the selection process, the different sensors, actuators, the understanding of sensors, actuator, the different boards like types of board. If you see here, we have a Arduino, Raspberry Pi. The understanding of all these boards are there. Okay, in short, you can say the detailed understanding of backbone of IoT. Because if you know the device, how it actually do, how it react, then you can add anything. So this particular first semester will give you a detailed understanding of board development. Then next is the application development. How on hardware we are going to have integration of a software, and how we are going to do that particular way is the integrated development environment. So here we have some case studies are also mentioned, which are compulsory for students. They have to come up with few case studies, which is also they are, we can say, these are the example case studies. So this have battage in your term work. Then introduction of IoT. In this first semester itself, they have started with the IoT basics. So here you will come to know what are the different categories, how we can enable the technology, how are the different examples of IoT like smart home, smart. So these case studies will give you a brief overview of how IoT variety of applications are working. Communication under IoT. So here you will have detailed understanding of different protocols, like I can connect with Bluetooth, like a Bluetooth, we have a Zigbee, Z-Wave, NFC, and these are applicable to a specific fields, like industry में कुछ और use होता है. At home applications, we are using something different. At network, suppose at servers, there are something different communications are used. So this will give you a detailed understanding of which protocol is applicable at which particular field. And again, the set of the case studies. This is about the semester 1. In semester 2, detail, if you see here, in semester 1 itself, the practicals group A and group B, and this actually sections are so much fun learning, or you can say students have learned a lot in this. So I'll show you at the end how my students have developed the number of case. If you see, there is a huge case studies are given, 15 real-time activities are given. I'll just read for you one or two. In group A, study of Raspberry Pi, Arduino board and operating system for the same. Understand the process of OS installation on the Raspberry Pi. So this is how the first case study itself, it asks for, you should know the details of OS which runs on one processor. Now I'll locate here, and I want to note you here, Raspberry Pi is not the important one. Today we are knowing the Raspberry Pi. Maybe tomorrow we have the different board. The basic understanding what is needed, the prototype of how operating system works on the same. That remains same. Even you change the processor, that doesn't happen. Then we have a study of a different sensors. If you are new to a sensors, there is no any issue. You have detailed understanding from basics. Group B, we have understanding and connectivity of all Raspberry Pi like this. So there are so many. In group C also we have some applications with internet. Semester 2, if you see here, in detail introduction to Internet of Things along with protocols, different cloud services, RFID, everything is asked. Everything is explained over here. Key protocols, we have a major modules are focusing on key protocols, security aspects, system software, case studies are there again. So this beauty of this particular honor subject is, as it is extended course, there are so much hands-on experience is expected by a student. We are in offline mode. The lab in ENTC, I can mention you of 1 to 2 lakh lab is there, and you can take advantage of it. Student can visit that lab. We have so many case studies already implemented. We are demonstrating that case studies in the admission promotion and so many activities where live projects are explained by students to all the audience. If you look the second year of this particular course, that is the 4th year of engineering, that is the second year of this honor course, we have the machine learning, we have the predictive analysis, ML and DL methods, machine learning again, deep learning, and here IoT plus smart device. As I've mentioned, that IoT extended with machine learning, so that device, that network becomes smart. So in 4th semester, in the second year of this IoT learning, they have added with the machine learning and with the exercise. They are again, I'll mention you very first time, this is very important word, very first time university asking the programming on this platform with Azure cloud, with machine learning for IoT, with Linux and Windows machine learning. This is not at all introduced in the actual syllabus of IoT of your engineering. So the first time you are going to code with machine learning with Python on a device I'm talking about, not on simulation, on device you are going to programming on Linux and Python. So this is about the first semester of second year, and the second semester again we have the different security aspects are added. As you know, even though we have so many gadgets in the device, we are so much concerned with security aspects. In last semester, the security, the threat, the cryptography, the authentication, recognition, data enabling, everything is added in this syllabus. So this complete syllabus is bundle of all the aspects, the theory, hands-on, and the security and the machine learning. So if you ask me what is the exact wattage, we will say 40-60, 40% of theory and 60% of hands-on experience is added by the extension of the IoT subject. I hope you got the detailed understanding of the syllabus. Okay, so again this will explain you the same course outcome. course objectives are nothing but, of course, the main objective of the course is to introduce the students with basics of embedded system and Internet of Things. Even though you are the student of civil engineering or a mechanical, it doesn't affect the syllabus of the course. It is expected in very first semester you should go through insights of all the basic concepts, and then you can be easily accept all the syllabus. It's very easy. Don't worry about it. So at the end, the course outcome says you can easily identify and understand the unique characteristics and components of embedded system. You can compare the various boards, the selection of that boards, the selection of technology, selection of various actuators, sensors, and the complete bundle of how you are going to design and implement and test that application, IoT application, the building blocks with OS. So many things are expected as a course outcome. And this is again addition by university itself. The case studies are compulsory to every individual. That case study explains that self study by a student, and there is of course detailed case studies are given to you. You can choose by yourself whatever of your choice. You can select it and you can demonstrate it. I hope you are getting all the things. Any question? Any questions, students? So this is from me, that how IoT working fields and how this syllabus is actually focused for your different case studies. Now at this moment, I would like to invite my students demonstration by the IoT honors. So I would like to invite Ritvik. Are you there, Ritvik?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Ritvik will present you the case study which is developed by Ritvik and one more group member by Ritvik, and he also will share the experience how he joined the course and what is the outcome of this course. Over to you, Ritvik.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Tushar, are you there?
Yes, I will share this.
Please share this screen.
Is it visible? Ritvik?
Yeah, it's not visible
Yes.
on my side. It's visible. It's visible.
Okay.
So good morning to one and all present here. As you all know, we are here present here for the orientation program of IoT honors, and I am going to share our case study that we have done during this course, which is titled bidirectional visitor counter using Arduino and PIR sensor. Uh, uh, Firstly, moving towards the introduction, in today's world, as we know, there is a continuous need of automatic appliances, and in this present times, also in COVID times, there is everybody is working remotely and is working from their homes. And with the increase in standard of living, there is a sense of urgency for developing circuits that would ease the complexity in our lives in the today's world. So we have done a case study that is titled as bidirectional visitor counter, which have real life applications in many situations. Firstly, in these times, we have in vaccination centers, we can put it and we can use it for counting the visitors that we have visited has visited the vaccination center in a day. And our objective behind this course and studying this case study was designing a bidirectional visitor counter controlled by Arduino, which will help to display the statistical outputs in the LCD screen and ensure the system is functioning effectively by the usage of microcontroller and a PIR sensor and LEDs. And now to see the live demonstration, I would like to ask Tushar to show the working of the case study on the Tinkercad. Simple case study.
Okay. Thank you, Ritvik. I will show the demonstration by the simulation. So, is it visible or not?
It's visible.
Okay.
The case study document is visible.
Okay. So the system that we have designed is that. So when I start simulating this circuit, so here we have used one LCD to PIR sensor LEDs for indication and one Arduino board, and also one potentiometer for setting the contrast of the LCD. So when I put the cursor, when I click on the one entry level of PIR sensor, so when I click on that, so we can see the number of the number of inside is increasing. It is going to 4 and 5. So it will also show the indication by blinking the LED that how many numbers are enter into the room. And as like that, uh, when I put the cursor on the exit level of PIR sensor, and when I click the circle cursor on that, so the LCD
Hello.
shows. Hello.
It's a project justification on screen.
It's visible or
Uh,
not, by the way?
work Tushar, only the document is visible. Demonstration is not visible.
Not visible.
Yeah.
Actually, at my side.
Maybe the screen has freezed. You share it once again.
Okay.
You share the whole screen, Tushar. You have
Okay.
selected the document screen. Now share the whole screen, beta.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, now it is visible.
Okay. So here is the module that we have designed, and we have used one LCD, two PIR sensors, one Arduino board, and potentiometer for setting the contrast of the LED. So here we have two poles, like one entry and one exit of the room. So when I start simulating this circuit, so we have the LCD is showing the characters like inside. So when I click on the entry level of PIR sensor, so it will show the count is increasing, like it is increasing by 2, then 3, then 4. So it indicates that the number of people which are coming inside the room, and at the entry level. And as like that, uh, when I click on the exit level of PIR sensor, so the count is decreasing gradually, like 4. When I get far from it, so it is decreasing by 1, and so that is how it is working uh, at this simulation. We haven't connected this circuit to the internet because the Tinkercad is we are unable to connect Wi-Fi model to this circuit, but we can connect it to the internet as well by connecting the ESP2826 module, or the other boards as well, by using other boards. So that's all from my side.
Okay, thank you, Tushar. Uh, Now, coming to my personal experience, why I have chosen this course. Firstly, it's because of the real life benefits that it gives in the field of today's world, and that is automation and control, and access to the real life information. And there is always a scope of new business opportunities in this field, and also improving monitoring with the sensors in the coming years and coming businesses opportunities. And secondly, my interest in the field was due to uh, since it combines hardware and software properly and gives equal weightage, and since my interest is in both hardware and software uh, technologies, uh, I can be it gives more scope in future for us and the all the students which are enrolled for the course. And thirdly, there is also requirement of good instructors, and we are blessed in Siagan Institute that we have a instructor which has developed many projects and researches and patents in this field. That is Dr. Dipali Shinde ma'am. That's all for my side, and this all we have done in our IoT honor course. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ritvik. Tushar, do
Also,
you want to add something? Yes.
yes, ma'am. Actually, the all I can say that IoT is the future world, we can say, and as the ma'am has said at the starting of the introduction of this IoT course, the people on the earth will be more than the people of connected device on the earth as soon as by 2025, because it is estimated that over 30 billions of devices will be connected to the internet all over the world. Uh, and also, I would say the in India, we haven't seen the use of IoT very much in many sector yet. But as soon as the 5G technologies arrives in India, we would we will be witness the real impact of IoT in the country. The everything will be connected, like your autonomous the we will see the autonomous car, the smart cities, the smart robot, smart agriculture, smart healthcare system, all will be, everything will be connected and accessible by the internet. And also and all these things will be seen in upcoming 3 to 5 years. And actually, if anyone has a command on this subject, and or we can say the good knowledge about this subject, then definitely he would have the great good future in ahead, because the uh, the average, the minimum salary of an IoT engineer is around, starting from the 8 to 9 lakhs in the industry. So yes, actually the course is very useful for us. Thank you for that.
Yes, very well said, Tushar and Ritvik. And I can now share with audience, this is the outcome of the activity, and not only activity, but I could say the final year student, meet Ritvik and Tushar. They are the final year students of ENTC branch, and the outcome, or you can say outset, they have explained ki what is needed is really the important in today's life. So, thank you, Ritvik and Tushar. Your contribution were consistent, and I'm really happy that you are growing in this field. And very soon you will be reaching to your final goal. All the very best. Now, next, yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, thank you again. Now, next we'll move to a next part of this case studies. So I'll call Kishore Sonkamre from Electrical Department, SIT Lonavala, and Kishore is T students of Electrical Department. So are you there, Kishore?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. Am I
Welcome, Kishore.
audible, ma'am?
Yes, Kishore. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I will share my screen, ma'am, first. Give me a second.
Yes. Okay.
Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, it is. It is. It's going on. It's in process.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Slide is visible, ma'am.
Yes. Just keep it in presentation mode, and then you can start. Yes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I am here to present my case study of IoT honor in today's orientation program. I am your mate Kishore Sonkamre from the Electrical Department of Siagat Institute of Technology. Enlightenment of DK Shinde, ma'am. By the end of this project, you will be familiar with how the social distancing can be maintained by using a straightforward device. My main motto to select this project is due to the pandemic of this COVID-19. In COVID-19, social distancing is offered as one of the way to reduce the chances of spread of infection from person to person. In the concern, we are trying to implement a simple solution to the social distancing alert system. So I have organized a project. The main components used in this project is a Arduino Uno board, ultrasonic sensor, piezo buzzer, and a RGB LED NeoPixel ring. Ma'am, I will share the simulation over Tinkercad.
Okay.
Is this Tinkercad slide is visible to you?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. As we mentioned earlier in the components, this is the Arduino. This is Arduino Uno board. This is the ultrasonic sensor. This is piezo buzzer, and this is the RGB LED NeoPixel ring 12. It consists of 12 LEDs, counted from 0 to 11. As we see from the connection, the ultrasonic trigger pin is connected to the digital pin D5 of the Arduino Uno board. As same, the echo pin of ultrasonic sensor is connected to the digital pin D6 of Arduino Uno board. The input pin of piezo RGB NeoPixel ring is connected to the D3 pin of Arduino Uno board, and as the digital output pin of piezo buzzer is connected to the D2 pin of Arduino board. The ground and VCC pins of the ultrasonic sensor and RGB LED NeoPixel ring 12 are connected to the 5 volt and ground respectively. Before going to the project, ma'am, I will first show you the simulation. Then it is easy to get the code as when we simulate first. As you see that as closer as the distance decreases, number of LED of RGB NeoPixel ring glows, and when it reaches to the 100 centimeter or below, then the buzzer gets activated and it alarms, and the LED RGB LEDs glows and shows the social distancing. This is for the avoid of patients of COVID, the person who is carrying this device. So to maintain a safe distance and be safe and aware of COVID-19. Now let us understand the coding part. We simply use a text programming method in the Tinkercad. The entire program is written as per the logic and concept of ultrasonic sensor, RGB LED NeoPixel ring 12 buzzer, Arduino Uno board. The Adafruit NeoPixel library is initialized with LED pin number 3 and LED number as 12, because we have used 12 LED NeoPixel ring. As soon as the Arduino is powered on, the system starts to measure distance within the range of 300 to 100 centimeter. We are calculating the distance from safe to critical. As it is 100, it's critical, and it is 300 meters away from the COVID patient or any other patient, then it is safe. So we are moving higher value to lower value. The piezo buzzer is connected to the digital pin 2. The ultrasonic sensor echo pin is connected to the digital pin 6, and the trigger pin is connected to the digital pin 5, as we mentioned in the connection. At 100 centimeter, The 12 LED will glow and buzzer will give alert of violation of social distancing. How it is done, let us see. The distance measured by the ultrasonic sensor mapped to the number of LEDs in the glowing from 0 to 11, which is actually count with a set of 4 LEDs. These 4 LEDs are green, yellow, and red. It measures that the set of 4 LED will glow as which are mapped as per the distance measured by the ultrasonic sensor and controlled by the Arduino Uno board. In this line of code, you can see that then based upon the mapping, the distance value minimum distance and maximum distance and LED number are coordinately LEDs with glow count in 12. Then we will get a buzzer indication. Otherwise, LED will be glowing, but there will no buzzer indication. The buzzer indication is for actual social distancing. Ma'am, in this line of code, 100, 0, 0. The 100 number indicates the actual brightness level of the LEDs present in the RGB NeoPixel ring. So we can increase the brightness value as per our concern. It is from 0 to 225, but we kept it as 100.
Yes.
The function in this function in calc distance, this function calculate the distance with respect to ultrasonic sensor done here. This is all about my code, ma'am. Thus
Okay.
this systems provides both audio and visual alert for the social distancing, which is essential in this pandemic. This is all about my project, ma'am. I would like to share my experience of this honor IoT honor subject, which I have experienced in this. I am delighted to express about IoT honor subject. I can just say that it was very helpful decision for mine, which helped me to excel in academics. This process of learning new things was made easy and understand the guidance of Sir D.K. Shanti ma'am. She taught us every concept with such a ease that everything looks so simple. The case studies, assignments, and project helped me to clear my basic. Uh, IoT showed me how the automation take place, and ma'am help us at any instant when we need them. They are so helpful for us to build our career in this IoT. And as I am an electrical student, but it is not difficult to me to understand the code part or any protocols or any other things, databases, due to the excellent teaching of DK Shanti ma'am. This is all about my project and my experience of IoT. I am thankful that I got this chance to express my project and to learn under guidance of ma'am. Over to you, Deepali ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, Kishore. It's really a nice case study you have implemented, and being part of this honor course, it is really best outcome of this course. Kishore, thank you, and all the best for your future journey.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
so here, yes, thank you. So here I'll show you. I hope my camera is visible. Kishore, please you stop sharing. So is my video is clear? Okay,
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
spotlight myself. Okay, so even though I hope it is visible. Is it visible to everyone? Please reply me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is all at my home. Even though it's a pandemic, it's not like ki Sinhagad won't support you for a hands-on experience. It's a little lab inside my home also. And of course, if this is what you can say, it's just a part of a lab. The required boards are there. If you look here, the Arduino, different IoT board. Now the students who have explained today the case studies, let me clear you as the limitation of this platform. We are not going for internet based activity, but these all case studies can easily implement with this type of a simple board. If you see here, this is the ESP8266, which is very simple to configure, or you can use this board where you can have a node MCU. And believe me, don't worry that this is the hardware and you are the student of computer and how you're going to deal with this. As this student's explanation might give you idea, it's very easy to implement everything. So these simple boards are there. Even this is the Raspberry Pi uh, BeagleBone board, and where you can implement the where you can port the OS, you can have the set of steps, and it is very easy to configure. Of course, you need to have your desktop or your development environment and yourself own. There is no need of any cost for such type of application building. There are so many sensors also I have in my library. As sir have mentioned, I'm already associated with so many workshop conducted with various colleges. So I use these all set up for that explanation. So these are the sensors which you can see. And along with this is the moisture sensor, gas sensor, so many sensors. So variety of sensors are also already available. Based on this all lab, we can conduct the hands-on practice, even though it is not available at your place because of pandemic, but you can have that feel of how the steps are going in detail understanding of everything. So we make sure that if you are the part of the course, you will get each and every hardware software programming along with the detailed understanding of integrated platform. So from our side, we are sharing each and everything to you. If there is any if you are interested and if you want to explain, or if you want to do certain, if you want to explore anything, you can easily purchase on Amazon type of a slides sites, and it's very it's not that much what you can say costly. They are very the Arduino board and the setup is very uh, easier, you can say cheaper. So this is from me. After case studies, these are the some general detail case studies. You can go for a study of these all for additional case studies. List is given, and if you visit this Facebook page, you will find all the students, the ENTC students, those already had implemented so many things. They can you can go through that. You can have the video, all videos are uploaded over there, and you can just look into this and you can add your contribution. In summary, I will say, like this picture, the today's presentation is just like a tip of an iceberg. If you meet us, if you join the course, you will get a detailed, in-depth understanding of IoT. At last but not least, I'll end up my presentation with the quote. As we all are learners, even though with the experience of so many years, but still I am a learner. So the quote is very important. At end, I will end up my presentation with this quote. If egg is broken by outside force, life ends. If broken by inside force, life begins. Great things always begin from inside. So test yourself, be the part of honor courses, be the part of this journey along with engineering, regular syllabus, join one of the course, have that particular motivation, and then go through all the YouTube videos of all honor courses, insights of all the every subject, and then test yourself which is your journey, enter into thought process and broke your this learning force from inside. So thank you. If you have any question, The forum is open for all. Last but not least, of course, I would like to thank my honor students who are the part with me for this today's presentation. Kishore, Ritvik and Tushar, thank you very much. And also for the opportunity, Raut sir and Triple C team, thank you very much. As I'm always inspired by these all students, and I really want our family should grow. So I really request you all, if you like this presentation, if you have any feedback, you can share it. Thank you. Or if you have any question, now the forum is open for you. Thank you. Yes, any question? Mayrod sir, this is from me. Hello, Raut sir. Okay, Raut sir is busy. Audience, any question? Anybody want to ask any question related to this honor courses regarding IoT or any question?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Ma'am, how this course is beneficial for computer student?
For computer student.
Yes.
Okay, very good question is asked, Govind. Yes, Govind. As a computer student, I know you are 100% good with the programming, isn't it? Or you may get the platform or a prototype from your own branch that you will be a good in your programming style. But when you there is a huge gap between industry and the academia, like your curriculum. Of course, you maybe agree with me. There is, when you place in any industry, when you start your actual work, the detailed understanding of that optimization or related to your hardware details are missing. So at that point, you have to invest your time for understanding the hardware, for understanding the integration of your software with hardware. I'll give you a simple example. Suppose you know that missed call list in the mobile is just a stack program, like a last in first out. But when I say ki along with that stack program, I want my application is like that. It should first see what is the memory in my mobile, and based on that, it will map my memory with that particular stack application. So if I'm not aware of how my memory is defined, what is the starting location, what is how it is distributed among the different sectors, what is the different optimized area, which area is privileged, which area is not privileged, then there is of course bit confusion. You have to train over that memory concept, then only you can do such type of stuff. But if you have inside details of how device is actually working, how memory and your processor is actually communicating with each other, then you can easily optimize your hardware with software. So software is what nothing but which is not visible, and hardware which is seen. So when you can map that program along with hardware, it give you a better outcome. So for a computer students, I'll give you, if you have that understanding, if in placement interviews, if you say
Hello. Hello. Hello, ma'am. You are not audible.
hello, sorry, my electricity is actually off. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Govind?
Yes, ma'am. Audible, ma'am. Clear.
Yes. So that is what yes, that is what I want to say. You need to understand the huge gap between hardware and software. If you know that the programmer who knows the hardware limitation can easily optimize the software as well. And जो हम बोलते कि we are aware, we know that the memory aspects are very constraints. There are very little, there are much constraints. So if you know how to use memory as a software engineer, then you will be rocking, of course. So this is the what outline of this question. And if you join this course, the internal hardware details will be there. You will have at least a basic understanding where to start, and with your programming you can do different type of platform exploring over here. So you can have website along with IoT, you can have the smart tools like a dashboards and with IoT. So you will get the different tools to explore, and believe me, when you have a subject, then only you can explore yourself. Otherwise, if you say कि you have a self-paced workshop and today you have to implement the website, believe me, अगर हमें खुद बोले ना आज आपके पास पीसी है 1 लाख का पीसी है, but still you will not get that understanding कि अरे मुझे आज काम करना है. But if you have that curriculum in your syllabus, you will of course promising to that syllabus and you will do it for sure.
Which
I hope I
programming?
have cleared your answer. Yes.
Which programming need for this IoT? Which language?
Language, it's actually if we go for a detailed hardware emulators like IDEs, then you need a C++. But as this course is for all the students, so we are going with the abstract level programming. Like this is hidden, only we are calling the functions, and internally if you are not understanding that, then we can go in detail with C++. But otherwise for website and everything, we go for a Node-RED or any such type of applications where which are easy to understand. And in text-based programming, the students who are comfortable can enter into text-based programming. Otherwise, the ready-made functions, the utilization of those ready-made functions will be understood to them, how to use them, and like OS abstracts everything such a way the students entered into programming. So like your Scratch software, we have simulation softwares, and we have this Arduino IDEs where we use the abstract level programming.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
No, ma'am.
Any other question? Okay. No issue. If you have, yes, Girish. Yes, Girish. Girish More, do you want to say anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, then this is from me, Raut sir.
Yes, madam. It is over, madam.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much, DK Shende madam and her team for explaining the complete insights regarding the Internet of Things honor subject. Definitely, Internet of Things is required everywhere, and I hope that all the students of second year of engineering, they will be opting this subject so that it will be useful for you as well as your placement also. So we have a good faculty regarding Internet of Things, and madam will be giving a lot of things if you just join the course. So I think all the students, they should have their own choice of selecting the honor courses, and they have to opt at least for one honor course whenever you are going for third year. That is for compulsory. You should attend it so that it will be useful. And more or less, many of the faculties, many of the courses, they are interrelated. So even though if you are opting for one of the subject, you can take the insights of other subjects from that concerned faculty. So you will be familiar with all the subjects, honor subjects, which are being offered by SPP. So again, I thank Dipali Shende madam as well as the student coordinators who have given insights regarding Internet of Things. Thank you very much. And tomorrow, again at 10:15, we will be joining with the last session regarding virtual reality and augmented reality by Professor Patil madam. So madam and with her team, they will be explaining you the last subject of honors, which was offered last year. We have increased again to 3 more subjects. One is related to electrical vehicles. Again, DB Patil sir has already given insights regarding electrical vehicles. Again, blockchain technology and robotics, that also insights will be given to you as and when it is required. So we are increasing the number of honor courses, so it will be a wide variety in front of the students so they can opt for the subject. So thank you very much, madam, as well as the team for joining today. Tomorrow at 10:15, again, I will be sharing the link. You can just join all the students for the last honor course. And we have the examination for the final year students tomorrow at 9:30 for the college level certifications. So that were the from my side. So thank you, madam, as well as all the participants for joining
Thank you,
today.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye. May I leave the meet, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Now the students as well as faculty. Yes.
Yes.
Complete.
Thank
Program
you.
is-